Waiting can feel like the hardest part of the journey. You've prayed, you've trusted, but the answer seems delayed. In those quiet moments, remember this: God's timing is never late and never early. It's always right on time, perfectly aligned with His will. The waiting is not punishment, it's preparation. The world tells us that faster is better, that instant is success, and that waiting is failure. But God says a different truth. Waiting is not wasted. It's where He builds your character, strengthens your faith, and teaches your soul to rest in Him. Waiting is often where your deepest growth happens. It's in the quiet, in the unseen, that God shapes you into the vessel ready to carry His blessing. When discouragement creeps in, remind yourself, if God is making you wait, it's because He's doing something far greater than you can yet imagine. A delay from God is not His rejection, it's His love at work. He withholds not to hurt you, but to protect you. He slows you down so that when you finally walk through the open door, you are ready to handle the weight of the blessing on the other side. Sometimes what we want right now could crush us if we received it too soon. But God delays so that your gift doesn't destroy you, but develops you. His purpose is not just to bless you, but to prepare you for the blessing. Look at the lives of those who came before us. Joseph waited over a decade in prison before stepping into leadership that saved nations. Abraham and Sarah waited nearly a lifetime before holding the son God promised. David waited years, running from caves and enemies before becoming king. And even Jesus himself waited 30 years before beginning his ministry. If waiting was part of their story, why would ours be any different? Their testimonies remind us that waiting isn't the absence of God, it's the evidence of His hand shaping the future. The silence of God does not mean the absence of God. Even when you feel forgotten, He is closer than you realize. Every unanswered prayer, every delayed promise, every season of quiet is a chapter in the story He is writing for you. Waiting is where hope is stretched, where trust becomes strong, and where faith is anchored deep. What feels like a pause to you is the very moment God is laying the foundation for a breakthrough you cannot yet see. While you wait, live faithfully. Worship while you wait. Pray while you wait. Keep walking in obedience even when you can't see the full picture. The waiting room is where God tests not just your patience, but your devotion. Will you still trust Him when the promise hasn't come? Will you still worship when the answer is silent? Those who remain faithful in the waiting will see the fullness of His promises unfold in time. When waiting stretches longer than expected, discouragement can creep in. That's when the enemy tries to plant doubt, making you question God's goodness. In those moments, remind yourself of every time God has come through before. Keep a record of His past faithfulness, because remembering yesterday's victories will strengthen your faith for today's delays. God's timing will rarely make sense to us in the moment. We may not understand why the door hasn't opened or why the answer hasn't come, but trust means leaning not on our own understanding. Trust means believing God's heart even when we can't see His hand. When we release our need to control, we make room for God to move in greater ways than we imagined. Those who endure in faith will see the reward of patience. The breakthrough that comes after waiting is sweeter because it's wrapped in God's timing. The blessing is richer because it arrives in season. When the answer finally comes, you will understand why the waiting was necessary, and you'll see that every moment of delay carried purpose. Prayer is not wasted in the waiting. It's where your spirit is refreshed, your worries are removed, and your confidence in God grows. Every prayer sown in faith is a seed God waters in His time. Keep praying, even when you feel weary, because prayer keeps your heart aligned with His timing. God never intended for you to wait alone. Surround yourself with people who encourage faith, not fear. Share your burdens with those who will pray with you and remind you of God's promises when your hope feels weak. Community strengthens patience and keeps you focused on the bigger picture. The waiting season is not just about standing still. It's about preparing. Use the time to grow in knowledge, discipline, and spiritual maturity. When the door opens, you will not just receive the blessing, you'll be ready to handle it well. Waiting is where preparation meets destiny. Gratitude shifts your focus in the waiting. Instead of only seeing what you lack, you begin to recognize what God has already done. Thanking Him daily strengthens your faith and keeps your heart aligned with His goodness. Waiting develops inner strength. Each time you choose trust over fear, your faith grows stronger and your heart becomes steady. Strength is what carries you through the waiting without losing hope. It turns delay into a training ground for maturity and perseverance. As Isaiah 40:31 reminds us, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." How you wait speaks loudly to those around you. When people see you trusting God in uncertainty, your faith becomes a testimony. Your patience may encourage someone else to believe in God's timing for their own life. Don't give up in the waiting. Don't grow weary before the promise is revealed. God's timing isn't just perfect, it's intentional. He knows you, He sees you, and He has not forgotten you. What you are waiting for is being formed in His perfect design. Trust His heart. Trust His timing. Your breakthrough may be closer than you realize.